Sheikh Hamdan walks through the quiet halls, where the echo of his own footsteps reminds him of the distance between what he desires and what reality allows. His hands are empty, no crown feels heavier, no jewels shine brighter than the absence of her touch. He reaches for her in memory, in dreams, in prayers, whispered into the night, but she is not there yet. His heart is heavy, not from loneliness alone, but from knowing how much he wants to give to someone he cannot hold. The weight of unspoken words, the ache of love he cannot yet show, presses down like the desert sun on the soul of a man who has always been strong. He wonders if she feels it too, the longing, the pull, the invisible thread that ties their fates together. Sometimes he closes his eyes and lets himself imagine her hand in his, her laughter in the wind, her heart beating next to his own. But when he opens them, his hands remain empty, and the silence reminds him that love is not always immediate. It must wait, it must endure, it must survive the storms that try to break it. Yet, even in the emptiness, even in the ache, he knows one truth. Every heartbeat, every prayer, every tear is preparing him for the day when his hands will no longer be empty and his heart will finally be full. Because some loves are heavy with waiting, but they are heavier with meaning. And he will wait for her, for destiny, for the moment when his heart's longing becomes their shared reality. Sheikh Hamdan stands alone, the desert stretching endlessly around him, mirroring the emptiness he feels inside. His hands are empty, yet they ache, as if holding a weight they cannot see. Not gold, not jewels, not power, just absence. His heart, meanwhile, is heavy, a gravity he cannot escape. It carries memories of smiles he hasn't yet earned, of moments he dreams of sharing, of love he wants to give but cannot deliver. The world sees a prince, strong, composed, untouchable, but no crown can protect him from the ache that blooms quietly every time he remembers her, every time he imagines her face, every time he whispers her name into the night. He wonders if she feels it too, the longing, the pull of hearts destined but separated by time, by distance, by fate. Sometimes he closes his eyes and lets himself imagine her laughter echoing like wind through the dunes, her hand finally resting in his, her eyes reflecting the trust has waited years to earn. And yet reality returns, harsh and silent. His hands remain empty, his heart remains heavy. Still, he does not despair. He has learned that love is patient, that longing can be sacred, that absence is not always loss. Every heartbeat, every tear, every silent prayer is shaping the moment when the emptiness will end. One day his hands will hold her. One day his heart will no longer ache alone. Every wound, every pause, every shadow will dissolve in the truth that they were always meant to find each other. Until then, he carries the weight, quietly, faithfully, knowing that some loves are worth the heaviness before they become whole. Sheikh Hamdan walks beneath the stars, each one a witness to the silence he has carried for years. His hands are empty, grasping, nothing tangible, yet weighed down by the love he holds for someone he has not yet touched. The city sleeps, but his heart does not. It beats heavy with longing, with dreams of a future that seems just beyond reach. Every prayer he whispers is for her, for the woman destiny promised, for the soul that waits as he waits. He has felt the world's expectations press upon him, demanding appearances, titles, crowns, but none of that fills the emptiness he carries inside. Only her presence can do that. He wonders if she knows how often he thinks of her, how often he imagines holding her hands, listening to her laughter, sharing a world no one else can touch. Sometimes he lets the ache overflow into silence, because words would betray him, because even a prince cannot articulate the depth of a heart already claimed by fate. Yet even in the heaviness, he does not despair. Every empty hand and every burdened heartbeat is a step closer to the day he finally finds her, to the day longing turns to embrace, to the day absence becomes eternity. Until then, he remains loyal to the weight of his love, to the patience it demands, to the belief that what is meant will never be taken. And when that moment comes, he knows his hands will no longer be empty, his heart will no longer ache, and the silence he once married will become the music of a love finally fulfilled. Sheikh Hamdan stands alone in the quiet of the palace, the walls around him adorned with gold, yet none of it can fill the emptiness he carries in his hands, or the heaviness that anchors his heart. His hands reach for nothing, though they ache to hold her. Every moment apart stretches like a desert, endless and merciless, reminding him that love is not always immediate, that destiny tests the patience of even the strongest hearts. His heart is heavy, not from weakness, but from devotion, from carrying a love that exists fully in his soul, but not yet in his arms. Every beat whispers her name in silence, a prayer only the night can hear. He dreams of her, sometimes the curve of her smile, the softness of her voice, the warmth of a hand he has longed to hold. But when he wakes, his hands remain empty, and the ache of longing returns. Even so, he does not despair. He has learned that love cannot be rushed, cannot be forced, cannot be bent to the will of time. It arrives only when both hearts are ready to carry it fully. Each lonely night, each tear, each whisper of her names, a preparation, a shaping of the soul, for the moment when absence will no longer exist. He waits not aimlessly, not hopelessly, but faithfully, believing that the weight of longing will transform into the fullness of love. And when that day comes, his hands will no longer be empty, his heart will no longer be heavy, and every silent prayer will have been answered perfectly. Until then, he carries his love like a secret treasure, heavy with meaning, pure with patience, and eternal in its promise.